A property tax bill that increased 1,000% year to year.
If you're a home buyer, somebody or a young person looking to buy a home, you need a bit of a reset.
There is a possibility on the other side of this that inflation could actually be quite low.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and property taxes right now are absolutely exploding and crippling many different people, including teachers, renters, businesses, and the government and states cannot figure out what to do about the massive unaffordability problem when it comes to property taxes. And here's what happens, you guys. Property taxes and homeowners insurance are homeowner expenses that fluctuate. Only your mortgage payment, as far as your principal and interest, is fixed. Your property taxes are fluctuating like crazy, as is homeowners insurance. And remember, you guys, most consumers, when purchasing a home, absolutely max out their debt to income ratio. And so in today's video, we're going to listen to a few different videos and look up a few different articles just to see exactly what's going on around the nation as far as property taxes. Now, I'm going to end this video showing you guys what it looks like to file something called a residential homestead. A residential homestead can save you thousands and thousands of dollars a year if you own the property as your primary residences. And I'm also going to show you a couple homes that I walked that had $90,000 year over year property tax assessed value increases. In other words, you guys, we have a massive, massive problem around the nation when it comes to property taxes and current homeowners. And that's not only affecting homeowners, it's also affecting renters, because what happens, you guys, is the landlords that have owned these properties that now have higher property taxes and insurance, they pass those expenses on to the tenant. A lot of the investors can't even afford to operate without transferring that expense to, obviously, the renters. And if you guys find value in the video, and if you appreciate the effort that I put into putting this entire video together, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, shoot me a comment below, and enjoy. Let's start the video by talking about how skyrocketing property taxes are actually affecting renters. And I'm going to read you two letters in this article as well. Now, the name of this article is Property Tax Increases Hurting Renters Too. The Inquirer is focusing on Hamilton County property tax increases for homeowners. The problem of higher property taxes results from higher real estate values. That's called assessed value, county assessed value. And some people might even think that is not a problem. But the escalation in market value isn't just hurting homeowners who don't plan to sell and realize the gain. Renters will be paying these increased taxes through higher rent. More families will be stressed and have to move, double up, or become homeless. Children have trouble learning, and people can't afford food and utility bills. We have an affordability housing crisis and more demand for social services than the public can even fund. And that's why we see outrageous deficit spending. That's one of the reasons. The question is why is this happening? It is happening because housing is being bought and sold by investment companies who have no connection to the community and no interest in providing housing. Real estate agents are making sales to those investors using buy boxes without knowing the identity of the people who are buying. These investors aren't paying the higher taxes because they can pass the cost to the consumer or to the renter. Now listen to this last little sentence here. Unless people are informed and our leaders address the underlying problem, fewer and fewer people will own anything. That's a pretty powerful statement, don't you think? And now this will be linked in my description if you guys want to look at these letters, but they have a couple letters that people sent in. The first one is called No Good Explanation for Doubling Up Property Taxes. Here's another good one right here, you guys. This one's called Taxing Homeowners for Paper Profit is Not Just. So some really good stuff here, guys, if you want to dig in a little bit more. And the reality is the states and the counties just don't know what to do. They're like, oh my God, the budget is blowing up. We have way more expenses to pay. So how do we get that money? Well, they get the money from you as a homeowner and increasing your property taxes. Take a look at this article. Montana property tax panelist stayed in tax revolt. Schools caught in the middle. Essentially, you guys, what this article is going to go into is the fact that homeowners are getting sick and tired of these overwhelming increases in their property taxes. And remember, these types of fluctuating expenses hurt people on fixed income the most, especially people that are of retirement age. A lot of these people are on Social Security income, and their Social Security income does not even go up enough to cover the increase in just property taxes, not even counting the rest of the increases in life. Just talking about property taxes, America is getting absolutely annihilated right now. Americans need to get a hold of their leaders and say, stop, or vote for someone else to get into office. If we don't take back control of our nation, the politicians and the greedy corruptions will. And not only are these property taxes affecting schools, here's another article that goes into the Detroit tax plan could hurt urban farms and scrap yards. As you see here from ABC7, Cook County property taxes skyrocket for thousands of homeowners and businesses. And this goes into how to appeal.
Cheryl, Rob, overall, the tax rate is up across Cook County, and the I-Team found that property taxes surged 100% or more for thousands of people. The increases come at a time when inflation is hurting consumers.
It makes us feel violated.
Aliki Marinos and her brother Frank are fighting a 140% increase on their property taxes at their business Belmar Wire Products. The property taxes went from about $42,000 in 2021 to about $109,000 in 2022.
The increase doesn't seem justified.
Now, because of those taxes, the Marinos family is wondering how much longer they'll be able to make these displays for retailers to showcase products. The family says they already laid off 5 employees, half the staff. The business started by their father in 1970.
Being a 50-plus-year-old business in Chicago, starting from scratch in manufacturing, this is kind of what Chicago, was built on in the old days.
A spokesperson for Cook County Assessor Fritz Kage's office says their Bucktown neighborhood has undergone significant change and market values have increased. Kage's office also says the property was most likely previously undervalued.
I thought it was a mistake. I thought I had to open my eyes. I blinked a few times.
The Marinos family is appealing, and they're not alone. A record number of people in Cook County are fighting tax bills with the state's Property Tax Appeal Board. Those appeals expected to now exceed 40,000. The I-Team also found that Cook County property tax bills increased 100% or more year to year for roughly 20,000 properties, the majority residential. We obtained the data on the high percentage increases under the Freedom of Information Act from the Cook County Treasurer's Office, which is only responsible for collecting the bills. The Assessor's Office determines the amount billed. The data shows that this home in the Roseland neighborhood on the city's south side received a property tax bill that increased 1,000% year to year. Nearby in the Chicago Lawn neighborhood, Dorothy Ross, who gets the senior exemption, was hit with an 884% tax hike.
On top of actual businesses having property taxes increase over 100%, destroying their profitability and margin, resulting in layoffs. On top of that, you just heard a senior citizen with a homestead protecting them that had a property tax increase of 800%. We also heard another one that had 1,000% increase in tax liability. That's absolutely horrible. Now, again, what are the things that we can do? We can't necessarily rely on the government and the county because it appears that they're just making things harder on us and worse. And so what can you do? Well, one of the biggest things that we can do as potential homeowners is file something called a residential homestead. And in addition to that, protest our property assessed value. You can save thousands of dollars and it takes you about 20 minutes or less to do. Now, I'm going to show you guys what happens when you don't do that, when you don't protest your assessed value. Now, recently, I walked 2 different properties and both of those properties had substantial increases in property tax liability. Let me show you. All right, so when I go into the MLS right here, I just wanted to show you that this is live and accurate data. Now, these houses are actually in the same subdivision. One's for sale for $350,000, one's for sale for $360,000. So first, let me show you the one that's for sale for $350,000. You guys can see right here, again, here's the address right here, Windy Lake Drive. It is for sale for $350,000. Now there's been a $90,000 price cut on this house, but let me show you what it looks like as far as assessed value. Again, they're trying to sell this for $350,000. It's been on the market for a year, 360 days. Take a look at this. You see, it's the same property address right here. Now, the recent 2023 market value of this house is $505,000. The assessed value or market value went from $430 all the way to $505. You guys, that is an increase of $75,000 in just 1 year. And here's the thing, you guys, they're paying taxes on value that's not real. They can't even sell the house for $350,000 yet. They're going to be paying taxes on about $500,000. You guys, that is a yearly increase of $1,800. And the crazy thing is, if they would have just fought their protest value, that probably wouldn't have happened. Now, going back to the map, the house right down the street right here is trying to sell for $360,000. And by the way, this is a great deal, it has a pool. So you can see here, this house right here for sale for $360,000. Here's the address, 5107 Sandy Grove. But look at guys, when I access the assessed value, so I go to the county's website, you can see the address right here. The assessed value went from $308,000 to $390,000. That is incredible. That is a difference of $82,000 in just 1 year, or an increased tax liability of $2,000 a year. They can't even sell their house for $390,000. How was it appraised for $390,000 when they can't sell their house for that much? You guys, the counties are absolutely dooming homeowners that are not fighting and protesting their assessed value. If you don't do that, you are at the mercy of the county to jack you up. Now, let me show you how to do it. At least in Harris County. Obviously, I live in Houston. Houston's in Harris County. Every county is different. So if I was a homeowner, what I would be doing is whatever county I live in, homestead. Okay, how to file a homestead in X county. And that's how you do it, and do your research. And you guys, the thing is, it's, oh my God, it's overwhelmingly, shockingly easy to do this. But I'm going to show you using HCAT or Harris County. Again, I'm showing you my own local county. So there's two things you do. You need to file your homestead, but you also need to file a protest on your assessed value every single year. Now, you may get nothing accomplished, but generally what I find is you get a break. If you put the effort in to file a protest, you get a break on your taxes. Now, the way this works is you want to find comps that are low valued, not high valued. And the thing is, guys, this is why we're saying property taxes absolutely explode in 2024. It's because it's for 2023. And 2023, the assessors use values from 2022. So everything is catching up. But you guys, you can do this electronically. So you hit this and you can now file a protest. And if you need help getting comps, contact the realtor that sold you the house, and they should be able to give you comparable data. Now, as far as a homestead, so this is what you should be doing in addition to protests. This is very easy. A homestead allows you a tax break as long as you live there as your primary residence. Now, in Texas, all you need is the date of occupancy for your residence, your driver's license, and either an iPhone or Android, the HCAT info and exemption app found in app stores or Google Play. So you can actually file a homestead in Harris County on your cell phone. And still, you just sold two houses. People aren't doing that. People are not doing what they should be doing. Now, if you don't use the app, here's what the form looks like. This is the Harris County Residential Homestead Exemption application, and it's very easy. It's just asking you what homestead you want, like just basically a general homestead is what I would select. I would answer some of these very, very general questions, just like name, property address, date of birth, driver's license number. This stuff, you guys, is so easy. And then it asks some property information, waiver of required documents. This is easy. I could fill this out in 5 minutes to save myself thousands of dollars each and every single year. Now, in conclusion, we have a massive property tax crisis going on right now, which is just another reason, if you're on the sidelines, empower yourself. Oh my God, thank God I'm on the sidelines. I'm not locked into a house that just went up $150,000 in value, and now my tax liability is $2,000 higher. Being on the sideline gives us the ability to understand home ownership and to purchase a house using skill, patience, data like wedge and cash flow, because overall right now the housing market is a toxic waste dump site. It is absolutely horrible. And if you're not using skills to buy a house, you're in danger. You're in absolute danger. And again, I want to remind you guys, remember, property taxes adjust. That's not locked in like our mortgages. So you want to plan accordingly. And the impacts of this, you guys, 1,000% increase, an 800% increase, 140% for businesses, has massive community impacts all the way from schools to senior citizens. Something needs to be done. And I'm interested to hear what you think needs to be done moving forward when it comes to property taxes and the overwhelming unaffordability. Now, other than that, guys, if you're out there investing in real estate, you already know I wish you luck. File your homesteads, protest your assessed values. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you already know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.